Taser, taser, taser. Okay, lay him straight down, lay down, lay down, lay down.
Hi, my name is Rex from the s.a.p Opinion Editorial YouTube page. What I want to talk about today, and I'll keep it short, I know everybody's got busy lives, is body armor fitting. I've done a tutorial on body armor before, so I don't want to get into a 10-15 minute, this is how body armor works, this is the type of body armor you should consider for bounty hunting, concealed, exposed, turtle shell, whatever. I've already done that. What I want to talk about is something that's been coming up particularly in the past year in relation to people going out buying body armor. The reports I'm getting, though I haven't verified it myself, is that more and more places where you can buy body armor aren't doing fitting, and that is so critically important to get properly fitted for body armor. Now, I'm going to run through a couple of vests, maybe three, and kind of show you what I'm talking about in relation to wearing a duty belt. This is super, super important. If the body armor is uncomfortable, you're not going to wear it. So let's go through some wardrobe changes. I'm going to go through some examples, show you why I make the decisions that I make in relation to body armor, and hopefully this is helpful in your own experiences and your own choices when it comes to protection, body armor, whatever, when you're out in felony hazard situations. I think this vest turned up in an archaeological dig. It is old. It goes way back. But what happened was I was in a position where I was going to be on my feet a lot, not necessarily sitting, and I didn't understand what the fitter was trying to tell me at the police supply store, and I wanted more coverage. I wanted more protection. I wanted more body covered. So I intentionally ordered the vest extra long on the front, not understanding how this works. Now what happened, and this vest is so old, it's kind of hard to demonstrate this, but when I first got it, it was very stiff. So what happened was, when I got the vest, sure, it came up nice and high, pardon the mic, came up nice and high, went down nice and low, but here's what happened. I'm standing on a stool right now, and you'll notice the difference between the bottom of the vest and my duty belt. So the first thing I noticed was when I sat down in a chair or I sat down in a car, the first thing that would happen is the front panel, and pardon the mic, it might make a little bit of noise, would jam up into my neck, actually choke me. And it was so uncomfortable to wear that I just didn't wear it. I didn't like being choked. You know, the gag reflex is kicking in. And I tell people, when you buy body armor, there's going to be a gap between the bottom of the vest of about this much to the top of where you wear your duty belt. If you wear a duty belt, whatever rig you're wearing, you want to look at it from the bottom of the front panel to the top of whatever equipment you're carrying, and then you want to go ahead and get fitted for that. I'm going to jump to another vest and I'll show you what I mean. Also, there is particular coverage here that you want to watch out for, and you don't want it to come out too far because it will restrict your movement, but then it's a give and take because now you're opening yourself up just a little bit. And wow, this vest is really old, it's squishy. I think I'm going to take it out and shoot it just to see if it still works. Moving up a few generations of body armor, this is another vest after I understood why there was a gap between the bottom of the panel and top of the duty belt. Now right now I'm sitting on a stool, and you can see that the bottom of the vest is barely touching the top of my equipment. And also, it's not being jammed up into my throat. I've got side panels on here. I've got a little bit of extra play right here, so if I have to shoot, now there's different shooting styles. I'm going to get into shooting styles in a separate video in relation to the very popular punch out that a lot of instructors are teaching for CCW classes and self-defense classes, which is fine. But after 25 years of bounty hunting, I really don't think that is a really super good way to go when we start getting to interview stance, sucker punch defense, that type of thing, okay? You know, we search buildings, we don't have our hands out here. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. That's gonna be a separate video. What I do wanna cover is I cannot begin to impress how important it is to get properly fitted for a vest. If you go to a store and they go, oh, we don't do fittings, that's a problem. If you decide to buy your vest online, you might get some directions. This is how you measure yourself. But what a lot of people, new people, don't consider is, okay, well, how does it measure with my gear on? Now I'm going to stand up right here and then watch the distance that's created between the top of my belt and the bottom of the panel. Yeah, you're open. I get that. It allows you a little bit more mobility, but more importantly, in terms of bounty hunting, you're going to be spending an awful lot of time sitting in a car, getting in and out of a car. You got to make sure you can do this comfortably. If you can't do that comfortably, that's going to be a problem. If your vest is uncomfortable, it's going to end up in the trunk, and it doesn't work if it's in the trunk. So consider the possibility that you might want to get professionally fitted. I'm going to show you one more vest. It's my most current vest, and I did go for a little bit of extra protection on the side here this go around, and I'll show you how that turned out. Okay, this is my current vest in operation for bounty hunting, executive protection, other types of things that I get into in relation to the multiple revenue streams that I've embraced to stay self-employed. Now, this vest is relatively new, level 3A, nice trauma plate, expansive trauma plate. Now, one of the things I did, and I mentioned earlier, was that I got a little bit extra protection right here, and it does cause just a little bit of resistance on the arms, the shoulders, but I don't draw like this, not for bounty hunting. We carry flashlights. We have to handcuff people. There's all kinds of things we do with our hands and stuff, and gun hand you want to keep free at all times, et cetera, et cetera. So even though this vest is just a little bit longer on the front, and there was a reason why I went that way. I'm doing a lot more high-risk fugitive recovery. So just a little bit extra protection. I wear my vest concealed. I've done a separate video on that. If you'd like, leave a comment and I will put a link to that video, which is about a 10 or 12 minute tutorial, just a basic how-to on body armor and why body armor is and why we do what we do with it in relation to bail and bounty hunting. But it also moves over into law enforcement. You'll find that a lot of the stuff that we do in bounty hunting, because we're hunting felony fugitives, whether they're bail felony fugitives or just felony fugitives, it doesn't matter. Handcuffs go out with police officers or sheriff's deputies. Handcuffs goes out with bounty hunters. The intent is to place them on the wrist of a bail jumper and take them back to jail. So a lot of the equipment that we carry is the same, but that includes body armors. Now, this particular vest right here, again, isn't built for the punch out. It kind of jams up just a little bit. I get that. That's my personal preference. I've been doing this a long time. You know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll go ahead and set the vest aside, keep it for home defense, and get a new vest. But right now, I'm really, really happy with it. I've had an opportunity to break it in. 2018 in particular is going to be really, really busy on the bounty hunter side. And let me tell you something. Right now, I'm sitting down as if though I was sitting in a car on a stool, hoping I don't fall off, because I will include this as a blooper as I do. And I'm perfectly comfortable. I'm not getting jammed in the throat. I'm going to wear this vest, whether I'm walking from store to store or house to house doing interviews, sitting in a vehicle. I don't do surveillance. That's not my thing. I'm very proactive, roll out, deny, deny, roll out. So I am very comfortable with this vest, and it was professionally fitted. That's the key. Get your vest professionally fitted, please, unless you know how to fit your vest yourself. I mentioned in another video, don't buy second-hand body armor. You got to know the history of the body armor. And again, this is covered in a separate video. And for your vest, keep it flat, room temperature. Don't leave it in your car. Understand that it's not rated for rifles and that type of thing. That's a separate video that we're going to be doing on body armor that can stop rifle rounds. But if you have to go there, that's when we fall back and we call in the local police. They're more equipped to deal with that stuff. No bond is worth anybody getting hurt. The number one rule in bounty hunting is to go home safely, to get paid safely. You all take care. This is the Special Access Program channel, s.a.p, Opinion Editorial YouTube page.
R3, R2, we have the suspect in the house. Be very advised for the rear door. Check there's no action in the rear. Watch the back. Copy.
Hey! You got a runner! Hey, don't move! God. What's your name? Hector what? Why are you running, Hector?
You better expose your hands at all times, brother.
Come over here, Hector. Come over here. Okay, watch that house over there.
Down on the ground.